Just once, I would like to actually enjoy one of the books I read for one of these videos. Bonjour, je m'appelle McKenna et j'ai lu 2 livres avec les mêmes concepts en cours. I took 4 years of French and I had to Google Translate that. So, this is one of my favorite series to do episodes for. This is my 2 books with the same concept video, and today we are going to be talking about a booktube classic, Anna and the French Kiss, and another book I found that has a very similar concept, Pardon My French by Kathy Hapka. The white balance is not having it. It's not that beautiful of a cover to begin with though, so. We all know Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins as this chick going to France for a year and leaving behind this guy that she likes in hopes that she'll come back. She doesn't want to go because of him, and like she ends up falling in love with someone there that has a girlfriend, and there's complications and they can't get together. Pardon My French is basically very similar. So she goes to France for a semester instead of a year based on her parents wanting her to basically be cultured. And she leaves behind a boyfriend and some friends, and she really doesn't want to leave them behind, but she has to, and there's a hot guy there that she is very apprehensive about being around, but she has to because it's her host family's nanny. So, chaos ensues. I ended up giving, I think, both of them 2 stars. I didn't particularly like either of them. However, I did prefer Anna and the French Kiss, if we talk about which one I prefer. There are reasons why coming later in this video, but let's just get into the whole spiel. I already talked about it, but basically these bitches get to go to Paris for a year and a semester, like, respectively, because their parents want them to, because their parents want the best for them. They don't want to go because of their dumbass friends and boys that they left behind. These ungrateful little bitches would rather eat American hamburger out of their boyfriends or crushes' assholes than be cultured enough to say bonjour and eat French bread. Within the first few weeks, they each meet a respective European hottie that they don't deserve, but get anyway. They also make wonderful friends that they manage to screw over in one way or another throughout the story. Basically, I disliked both of these books and hated both main characters and love interests. Let's take a second to talk about Pardon My French first. Her friends and boyfriend that she left in America are very much shit, and it's very, very evident throughout this entire book, and we don't like talk about it until the very end, even though it's obvious that she doesn't like her friends. We go on doing this shit the entire way through until the very end. She's a bitch to everyone, including her host family, who took her in a country that she knows nothing about and helped her. The city of Paris is so rich with history, culture, and folklore, and this book just glazes over all of that, despite the fact that in the book there is an artist, Paris Through the Artist's Eye class, which is supposed to be about all the culture and wonderful things about Paris that because the main character doesn't want to be there, she doesn't talk about. So we're ignoring all this rich history and culture and folklore because she doesn't want to talk about it. The emails in this book were so infuriating. I'm just going to read you a little excerpt. This is on page 96. It is the beginning of chapter 7, and this is an email from her boyfriend to her. Nick, I'm such a big loser. I can't believe, spelled B-L-I-E-V-E, I forgot, the number 4, got, our phone call, the letter R, and then F-O-N-E, earlier. You know, the letter U. It's not 'cause of you. 'Cause is C-U-Z, and U is the letter U. I'm just a dork, that's all. You know, the letter U. Anyway, I hope you, the letter U, can forgive me, the number 4, give. I swear I'll make it up to you, okay? The number 2, the letter U. Please, with like 5 E's, in the middle. Say, "You're not mad," the letter U, apostrophe R-E. If I could not stand it. I couldn't stand it if I messed up enough, spelled E-N-U-F, 2, the number 2. Make the most beautiful girl in the world, spelled B-U-T-I-F-U-L, mad at me for good, number 4. N. This is the entire book. Whenever there's like an email, they talk like this. And it's infuriating. I don't know anyone. I am a teen. I know popular people. I have like read messages from popular people. I have texted dumbasses that don't know how to do things worth shit. And I have never, ever seen anyone even text this bad, let alone email. So, basically, I feel like the author was trying to be like, this is what the youths do nowadays, and did this, and it was not correct, but that's fine. Let's move on. Immediately, as we start out in Paris, she's getting out of a cab and then throws up for absolutely no reason. Really don't know why. And then immediately meets the hot guy. And he's still enthralled with her after that. And then conveniently, this hot guy is her host family's nanny. And said hot guy is also conveniently single and into her. Paris bad. Class about seeing Paris through the eyes of some of the most creative people in the world. Bad. Can't date this hot European guy that's into me because I have a twerpy high school boyfriend back home that I'm totally gonna spend the rest of my life with. I just want to say right now that, like, I'm not trying to make fun of people that meet their soulmates in high school. I just hate it when people think they do and it's obvious they're not gonna last. Like in this book. There's almost no substance whatsoever. And I thought I hated Anne and the French Kiss. And then I read this. Then we have Anne and the French Kiss. Main character is actual human shit. St. Clair can suck an actual flaccid penis without even having to get on his knees. There is at least some substance to a plot in this book, however bad that is. I really love how Paris is shown in this. That was one of my favorite things about this book, is that there is so much history and folklore and like that kind of stuff shown through Paris. And like I said, because I've been in French for 4 years, I know more culture than the actual language, but I remember seeing so much of the folklore and history and culture that I learned expressed in this book, and I really enjoyed that. The whole St. Clair having a girlfriend part. I know the girlfriend was a bitch. We are gonna just discuss this. The girlfriend was a bitch. However, she did not deserve to be cheated on. St. Clair wore a Napoleon shirt because Napoleon was short. However, he's more to the liking of Alexander Hamilton with this whole cheating thing. The whole thing about Anna and Toff and her best friend was an entire messy situation, especially because the whole point of it was to reflect how Anna had also been a homewrecker. So, why? I know we're like supposed to feel bad for Anna in this moment, but I didn't really, because like I didn't see it lasting with Toff. Also, we're not talking about the elephant in the room with that, and that is that she has a connection to Etienne. She really wants to date Etienne, but she also has her claim on this guy in America and is mad when someone else takes him. That is kind of more toxic to me than a lot of the other substance in this book that is talked about, because you can't just put a claim on someone, especially when you're not gonna be there. If you're in a relationship or discussed it prior to, that's different, but nothing was discussed and she just assumed that when she came back he'd be there wanting to like make out with her face. While I didn't particularly like the group of friends in this book, they did make some sense together as opposed to the friend group in Pardon My French. There's weirdly puke in this story too, actually quite a bit, because there's one case in which Etienne gets drunk and pukes on Anna, and there's one case in which Anna gets drunk and pukes in her sink. There's some semblance of a like hard topic story with the whole subplot of like Etienne's dad and mother and like that whole situation, which I appreciated, as opposed to, pardon my French, where there was like nothing really there. I didn't really see the chemistry between Anna and Etienne. I just didn't. It kind of seemed like they were each kind of like, ugh, the only other hot person in the school, am I right? And like got together. And I did really like Anna's whole film buff thing. I really appreciated that even though she moved to France and was in this new place, she found a way to incorporate something she loved, even though it wasn't as it was before. Overall, if you wanted to read a book about a girl that transferred to France that you really want to go, I would pick Anne and the French Kiss. However, I don't recommend either of these two books. So if you've read any other books where people transfer to France for a year or a semester and they don't want to go, or they do want to go, like, let me know down in the comments below. I would love to read more books like these. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you sometime for a new one. Bye!